like, if you're terrible at it, what's gonna happen?
People won't like me.
Who's people? Marshall?
Marshall, we're going to be listening. Everyone's going to be listening to this. We're
Every
going to be so popular.
everyone being like 10 people max.
Probably less than that. Maybe at least 2. Marshall, Dow.
Down.
Dow's going to listen to this. And
Maybe,
our parents,
my parents are gonna listen to this.
they might. All right.
Maybe Michelle for like 5 seconds.
Probably not. I'll get like one nerd somewhere on one of my everything, whatever I'm on. The groups, they'll listen to this. All right.
All right, I'm ready.
Welcome to Shaded Corner, Episode 1, the inaugural one.
Ooh.
We do not know what we're doing, but we're going to do it, and it's going to be terrible. All right. So, I'm Dungle.
I'm Poe.
And I've been collecting for a few years, of like my whole life. And this podcast is to go into some kind of nerdums and general conversation between me and my wife, special guests that maybe we'll get, and anybody who wants to join, they're more than welcome to come over. We expect no one to listen to this except us. So this is just going to be for what?
For the universe.
For the universe and things we can listen back to. And we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so we'll start with some notes and all. So, do you want to talk about yourself? You already introduced yourself as
Oh, sure. I'm Poe. I don't really collect
you collect some things, but you don't collect toys.
I don't collect toys.
You still have nerdums.
I do have nerdums, mostly Harry Potter.
Okay.
I like books. I'm more of a literary nerd.
Favorite book?
Ooh, favorite book is American Gods by Neil Gaiman, for sure.
Not even Harry Potter.
Not even Harry Potter, but book series is definitely Harry Potter, and Harry Potter is one of my great joys. Also, Game of Thrones, Star Wars. I definitely do have nerdisms. They're just not as...
You don't collect.
I don't collect.
You don't have to be a nerd and collect. You can
But I'm
watch
definitely
stuff.
a nerd. Watching-wise, I'm definitely a nerd.
Well, we all
Fantasy.
know you like Toxic Avenger. That series.
God, no.
That's great.
No, it's terrible. Don't listen to him.
Oh, they know it's great.
There's no way they know.
If
it's
you
great.
don't, if you've never watched Toxic Avenger 1 through 4, skip 4. That's horribly inappropriate today.
Listen, all of them are slightly inappropriate today. 4 is just.
If anybody in any of the groups that I post this to listen to this, they probably have watched it.
It is just.
Not just Toxic Crusaders, the cute cartoon made from the horribly explicit films, which is another conversation for another day.
Mm-hmm.
That's our dog barking in the background. So your favorite nerdum is what? Harry Potter?
Harry Potter would probably be my most prevalent nerdism. Yeah, I guess you could say I like it most. It's the predominant collection for sure. And Disney. I think Disney and
Disney
Harry
counts.
Potter. Disney and Harry Potter would be my 2 big biggies.
And what's mine?
Yours? Transformers and Ninja Turtles.
Fair.
I mean, you could say Deadpool, but
No.
Transformers and Ninja Turtles are definitely the top 2.
That's the most of my collection. Anyway, what would you like to see from this podcast? Where do you want to see this go? What do you want us to do for all 2 listeners? Well, 4, because we'll probably have to listen to this to see how terrible we are.
We definitely will have to listen to this. What do I want from it? I guess I want...
Like, where do you want to see it? Do you want to see it go? What do you want to do with it? Do you want, like, branching off into...
I just want to discuss things with you. I think our conversations are fun and funny and something that maybe someone out there will enjoy listening to.
Okay.
I'll just enjoy listening to them when I have nostalgic moments. So I'm fine with just discussing anything, really.
Okay. So ideally I want to have people over, talk to them about anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Mind you, this main one is going to be about like nerd stuff and things like that, but have other episodes where we just talk about life.
Sure.
Mainly. that's with other people coming over because your friends aren't going to want to talk about toys or anything like that.
You never know, but
Oh, I know. Like I said, like we said in the intro, anyone can come over at any point in time. We're starting the YouTube. I mean, we're starting everything right now. But you did 2 YouTube reviews today of toys
yes, I
that are
did.
going to be amazing. They're under 5 minutes,
They're quick watches.
and they're reviews from someone who doesn't know anything about toys.
Not a thing.
So,
I can look at them. I can appreciate them. I can tell you stuff about them that doesn't really matter, and that's about it. Nothing accurate. Please don't watch it for any kind of accuracy.
the comments on these YouTube videos are going to be amazing.
God, I can't wait. Somebody's gonna be mean to me though.
Everyone's going to be mean to you, but I'm
I
thinking
don't want people to be mean to me.
people are mean to people who know what they're talking about. Like, you have reviewers up there who know the toys. They know everything about it, and people still comment like, "Yo, that's trash. You don't know shit."
That's true. All right.
So,
fine. Be mean.
hey, babe, you don't know shit.
I'm well aware that I don't know
So
shit.
every comment that they put, I'm going to be like, "Yep."
I
What of
mean-
it?
I mean, I don't know shit. That's kind of why it's funny, because I don't know shit.
Exactly. So the premise behind this YouTube thing is people have, like I was saying before, people review. You all, well, the people in the nerdom, they know you have all these toy reviews. You have like 100 different people reviewing the same toy. You don't get much new information. So instead of watching a 20-minute toy review on a toy that everyone is so super excited about, sprinkle in this. It's 3 to 5 minutes. It's just Poe reviewing a toy that she don't know what it is. You get some kind of entertainment out of it. I don't know. We're going to see if it works. Plan is to review 1 a week. I mean, I got enough toys.
Yeah, you do.
And then you can get a sponsorship deal and have people send me free toys for you to review.
Is that your hope and dream from this? Is that
I mean-
I'm gonna get free stuff?
I mean, Super 7's sending free stuff to everything. Now, if we could only get these NECA, that's a different conversation for another day. I'm going to wait for Marshall for that. He has
Yeah,
a
you-
whole rant on that.
You need a person that knows what they're talking
Get
about
some
for
ugly-
that rant.
Ugly turtles. Now, the other thing, because I'm stealing all of this from Bobby.
Oh, of course you are.
Um,
I think you should give him credit.
yeah, just Bobby Skullface, Nerd Rage Radio. Listen. Anyway,
Check him out on Patreon.
well, that's what I'm thinking. No one's going to listen to this. I'm going to say this a million times during this. But if we did, like, a Patreon, and then, because I'm thinking the main podcast is, like I said, we talk about this stuff. But the side conversations, if we charge, like, a couple dollars, people can listen to our horribly inappropriate conversations. Because we got them.
We do have a lot of those, but I feel like we should wait on them.
Well, look, yeah. What have you been? What's been going on this week for you?
This week for me,
Mm-hmm. Or do you have anything planned for the upcoming week? Hold on.
paint the guest bedroom.
Yeah. So you're gonna paint the guest bedroom because I just finished putting up new drywall, spackling it, and all that other stuff, and it's only taken how many years?
Ooh, about 3.
Okay. So if you don't know us that well, we needed to get a new roof 2 or 3 years ago. Because it completely was destroyed and water came in and destroyed our bedroom wall, our spare bedroom wall, and came even down into the kitchen walls and everything else. Those were fine. We just had I had to rip out the bad drywall in the spare bedroom, and so we had a hole in our wall for quite some time. Now, I'm handy. I can fix just about anything. I'm good with drywall, good with all that stuff. But I didn't have a truck, and I'm not going to rent a $20 truck or whatever because I'm cheap like that to bring in drywall and plywood for other projects and whatnot. So we waited till I got a truck. Now I got a truck, and it's finally taken care of 3 years later. Finished spackling it today, and then we got to sand it, and then you're going to paint it this week.
Mm-hmm.
Color?
Probably like a minty green.
Okay. What else? What else you got?
I'm reading a book.
Okay. What are you reading?
Gollum and Genie. It was given to me by my cousin. It's so far it's interesting. It's about a a golem. If nobody is aware of what a golem is by Jewish lore, it is a clay figure that's supposed to resemble a human, and it's like it was given to people to keep them safe.
It was like a protectionary figure.
Mm-hmm. And then and genie, and a genie is the quintessential Aladdin genie. They're there to grant wishes, but in other ways, the genies were also their own kind of magical people that lived in the desert.
Their own race.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was then trapped by humans and put into lamps and flasks and everything.
And then you attack the town of Agrabah, and you rub the lamp, and then you get turned into a genie.
Okay, listen.
Right?
That's according to Disney.
Right. And then you celebrate in Disney World.
I don't remember what it's like in Arabian Nights, which is the original story, but I'm assuming it's not that.
Okay. So you're saying Disney is not factual.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you like the book?
I do like the book. It's not yet at the point where I'm addicted to the story. I'm trying to give it another chapter or two.
How far are you in?
I'm about 60 pages.
Oh, that's not much.
No.
It's a big book. It's like 400 pages.
It's like 400 pages. So 60 pages in is not that much, and I'm sure if I'm not hooked by page like 120, I'll stop reading, but
okay.
That's usually my marker for a story book.
Anything else for this week? Or anything you have planned?
Playing Ori and
yeah, talk about that. So, all right. So you played this game. It's for Xbox. We bought it. Ori and the Blind something.
Blind Forest.
Okay.
Is the original one.
So you played it for a long time. You love that game. It's a platformer, side-scroller thing. You love it.
Mm-hmm.
But you stopped playing it because you couldn't beat a level.
Yeah, I just couldn't get.
And I was tired of playing for you because it's annoying.
You not playing for me. You're just helping me out.
Yeah, playing for you to get past the part. Anyway, so you haven't played that for like a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the special pass. So we downloaded the new one, the Wisp.
The Will of the Wisps.
Okay, so talk about that.
I am not good at video games. I never could get like a pattern going. So, like for example, pretty much everybody played Aladdin for Sega Genesis. I'm gonna assume. Or at least I know a lot of people that played Aladdin for Sega Genesis.
You're going back real far, okay?
Either Aladdin or even like if you go to Crash Bandicoot for PlayStation.
Yeah.
I die a lot. Because I tend to try to do the same thing over and over and over again. It never works out. And this game is like that too, where you have to jump on things and climb things. And I keep trying to get onto a wall, and I can't stick to the wall. But I'll try the same thing over and over and over again, and then I get frustrated. And then I ask Chris to help me because he's good at it, and I'm not. And so that's
But you're addicted to this game.
It is. It's so good. It's
because
like
you always usually if I'm playing a game, and I'm not a big gamer, but I'll get hooked on like one game, and I'll be playing it, and you'll go to bed, and you'll be like, "You coming to bed?" And then that's the same thing that just happened last night or the night before. You're playing the game.
It's good, and I always tell myself I'll go to the next save point. And
then you get to the save point, and it's like, well, let's go a little further.
And then I get to the save point, and I'm like, I'm going to forget what to do the next day. And I really don't forget what to do the next day. But I get addicted to very few video games. This is not...
True.
This is a rarity.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
What's going on with that? You didn't...
I really like the first and the second one. I replayed them last year when I got them again. They remastered them and put them on PlayStation 4. And I replayed them, and they're great. And then the third one came out after 12 years, and there's so many cutscenes. Like, you walk an inch, and there's a cutscene. You walk another inch, and then there's a cutscene. And, like...
That's like the anime-inspired games, like whatever.
I know, but that wasn't what Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were like. 1 and 2, like, you could get to play through the worlds, and yes, there were lots of cutscenes, but there's just so many. There's just so many. And it's not as good. And the worlds, like the Disney worlds, aren't as interactive. Like, the first and second game were mostly you played in all the Disney worlds, like Little Mermaid and Pirates of the Caribbean and Agrabah and Aladdin, and that was really fun. And now it's just, let's make the Disney worlds last a really short amount of time and give them a million cutscenes, and it's not as good. And it's disappointing because it took 12 years for it to come out. Like,
True.
It should be better than this, and it's not. It makes me sad. I'm not done it. I'm almost done it. I will finish at some point, but I've lost the nostalgia of it all, I guess.
Whatever happened to that Disney Classics 2-pack I got you? The Aladdin and
I played
Lion King?
Lion King. I played the Aladdin one, and I died 50 million times, and then I quit. I also tried the Lion King one, and same thing happened.
That's fair. All right. Trying to think what else. So is that all? Anything else for this week?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
All right. So my week,
I'm ready.
we had I ordered it about a year ago. The Super 7 toys finally arrived.
Woo!
So we got Raphael, Baxter Stockman, Foot Soldier, and who am I missing? Oh, Splinter, the one that's broken. So I contacted Super 7, and they're going to send me a whole new figure at some point, maybe. They put me on a list, so I don't know. But the figures are nice. You looked at one of them. That might be one of the ones we put up soon. Except for his arms not going out, because I guess you didn't want to break him.
Yeah, I did not want to break him, and I don't know. That movement just seemed so limited because there's so many outjuts for that.
Well, the shell and everything. They're not the most articulated figures.
No.
But they're more articulated than the originals.
True, but still, I don't know.
Design choices. So they finally arrived. So I got to figure out how to display those and where to put those, because someone won't let me remove a TV and put more shelving down in the kid cave.
I won't, and you want people to hang out down here more, and I think that a TV in the place that it's at is a great choice. I don't think you should move the TV.
Who's going to watch TV down there? You don't need to. You got all these toys to look at. You have people to talk to on here. You have...
the TV's staying where it is. Stop trying.
Okay. I had that DC figure show up. You did a review of them, too. What's his name?
Lobo?
There you go. Lobo.
Lobo.
So that's cool. So I don't know if you want to talk about that, but you'll see it on the video. The Hot Toys Rocket came, which I don't think you were too impressed with.
I was not impressed at all with that rocket. I think he could have been a lot cooler.
I mean, it'd been nice if they gave him fur, but it's not what they do. And it's my second Hot Toys. My first Hot Toys is the Scarlet Spider guy right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. For the price you pay, it should do something else.
Like what? What would you like a 200 plus figure to do that it doesn't do already?
It's a collectible, so I guess it I don't know. Maybe come with a stand.
It comes with a stand.
Like a nice stand.
It comes with a plastic piece of crap and a little wire thing so you can pose them.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think it should be more of a display piece. I think when you pay for something like that as a collectible, it should come with a very nice display piece. Display
stand. Yeah, I got you.
Or a nice little placard or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something. That's just my opinion.
That's fine. So, got some mushroom head stuff in the mail. Woo! Got my new face mask so I can wear it out and scare people while also being COVID savvy. And I got you a poster from them because it's in Russian.
You got you a poster from them that is in Russian, kind of. When I looked at it, it was a little weird.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
not-
it's really Russian. I
It's
don't know.
not really Russian. It's supposed to look like the Cyrillic alphabet. It doesn't really look. It looks like it, but it's not the actual lettering.
Do you know what it says though?
I didn't. You didn't give me long enough to actually read it.
Well, it'll be framed soon enough.
Okay.
I can read it, so I must be fluent in Russian because
You
it
can
says
read
mushroom
it,
head.
so it definitely is not written in Cyrillic.
I don't know what else has come from there. So, the Earthworm Jim new comic book, 160-page, came out, or is getting kickstarted. That started yesterday, so that's exciting.
I know. I love Earthworm Jim.
I have the other ones. He did a Indigo with another Bigfoot Bill 2-pack, and then the first one. This is the second release of the 160-page hard book. Okay, hold on. All right. So now that you're back from your potty break,
Sorry.
we were talking about the Earthworm Jim release, the comic book.
Yes, we were.
So what? It opened yesterday. It's got 49 days, and it needed $15,000 to back. It got that in 12 minutes, and we're now at 48 days ago, 2,288 backers, and like $147,000.
Wow. Good for Earthworm Jim.
We need to play that game more.
We do. I love that
I think
game.
I have it for the Genesis, both of them.
I love that game. Another game that I am ridiculously bad at, but I do love playing it and watching other people play it. I've always been a person that could watch other people play video games.
So I love playing video games, depending on the video game. But I can watch some, like, that's why I watch you play your game all the time. I don't even care what game it is. It started when I was a kid, though. My cousin had a PlayStation before we even had a Genesis, and then like a year later, I think when PlayStation 1 was phasing out, we got our first Sega Genesis. But he would play, what was it, Primal Rage or something? And I sucked at it. Like, I don't know how to play video games at whatever age I was. So I would just watch him play and watch everybody play. It's like watching a little movie.
It is. Mine started when my brother got a Sega Genesis, because that was the first game system that my brother got from my cousin.
Okay. Now what was your game of choice, or his game of choice, or anybody's?
Mortal Kombat.
One?
Which one was the Sega Genesis one?
So you had three. You had
I don't
three
think it
Mortal
was.
Kombats.
I don't think it was one. I think his was 3.
That is the best
Yeah.
one.
So he got that from my cousin, and so
Okay.
I used to watch him play all the time. That's also the game system where I learned that button mashing is king for any kind of game like that.
Look, if you're gonna play button mashing, it's Mortal Kombat.
Always.
There is no skill needed for that. But you have for that one. It's I guess all of them now. You have to know the specific code to do the special moves.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, just button mash and you get it, and you'd be fine.
Exactly.
Now, who's your person to play?
My person to play, Sonya. Sonya.
Okay. So yeah.
Was one of my favorites. Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Sub-Zero is my ultimate favorite.
Scorpion is mine, but
yes.
I can beat anybody. Scorpion.
Yes. Scorpion has that get over here move that.
Not just that. I don't have to do anything but the jump kick, and I will beat anybody.
Cheap moves, cheap tricks.
I don't care. I won, didn't I? When I was growing up, we had Sega Genesis, all late and wrong, but I was very overprotected as a child, so we weren't allowed to have any violent games. So we had Sega. Oh, Sega, of course it was Sega. We had Sonic. Tasmania, love that game. I'm trying to think what else. We never got Echo. That was too much for stupid swimming game. But yeah, we had those games. We didn't have any violent games. I had to get Mortal Kombat from my cousin.
Yeah, my mom wasn't too aware of like, how violent it was. I feel like she lovely foreign woman that my mother was.
Yeah.
Had didn't know how violent those video games were.
Yeah, if she's watching, it's like, oh, there's ketchup coming out of that person.
I mean, my mother didn't really watch my brother play. That wasn't really
Where did you have did you have more than one TV growing up?
Yeah.
Wow. And cable.
No, I didn't have cable growing up.
Okay.
I did
You
have
had more than one. Where was the television?
There was one in mine and my brother's room, and there was one in the living room. But the reason that we had more than one TV was because
you're rich.
No, because my dad would bring them home from work and fix them. That was my dad's job when they lived in Ukraine.
Stealing televisions and bringing them home?
He didn't steal them. They were broken. He'd take them home, he'd fix them, and then we had them. My parents, I had, at the height of VCRs and VHS, we had like 3 VCRs in our house, and the only reason we had 3 VCRs in the house was that they kept breaking at the nursing home. The nursing home kept buying new ones, and my dad would bring them home and fix them.
We had one television. It was the old wood grain surrounding the tube. You had the dials.
Mm-hmm.
So you had 3 dials. Regular channel, then you got to switch it to UHF, and then put the double channel, 17, if we had a 17, 29, 57. And then it wasn't until years later that we got the regular nice flat screen TV. I don't even think we got we didn't get LEDs and crap till later, but we got I think our first TV was a 27-inch, and it was a Sharp, and everyone loved it. It was the greatest thing. It weighed 5 billion pounds. That might be the one we had in our first our apartment, the behemoth, that I couldn't move anywhere, and it was the only me moving it.
Yeah, like I said, the only reason we ever had multiple televisions in my house, or any televisions in my house, was because my dad knew how to fix them.
Okay.
None of them were ever bought.
But I get frustrated with games. I get frustrated when you play games with the little side comments I give and the sarcasm that I'm well known for. But at least it was good for Sega Genesis, because I would throw the controllers. Hell, I'd throw the system, and it didn't break.
Yeah, those systems were sturdy back
I
then.
dropped my Xbox controller, and I need a new one.
Yeah, systems today are not as sturdy. I must say, though, I feel like PlayStation's controller is more sturdy than Xbox.
I don't know. I don't touch it. I'm an Xbox kid, and it's just slightly different. It's slightly like they're slightly further apart, the buttons, and I can't wrap my hands around it. Even though I do need to play that Becoming Human, Detroit, that game where you play.
I think it is Becoming Human.
And wait, no, that's the show I liked, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no.
With Carl Urban, National Treasure, The Boys. You still have to watch that.
I do.
We'll have to talk about that once you watch it, because the new season's coming out. Anyway, back to Carl Urban and not him and the video game. It's Detroit something human or whatever that I want to play. That's the only PlayStation game I want to play.
It's called Detroit Becoming Human.
Okay. So what's the game?
Almost
Human. Almost maybe. I need that on DVD.
Yeah, that game does look cool.
It's like one of those. Ooh. Just got a alert. Nearby incident. Report of man attempting to run over pedestrians. That sounds exciting. Breaking news. Someone trying to hit somebody.
Somebody's running
Also
over
known
people.
as get the fuck out the way. Let's see.
Is he hitting specific people?
I don't know. I'm looking into it.
That just sounds like somebody's just trying to go out and murder people. That's murder.
Police have received an unconfirmed report of a man who is trying to hit pedestrians with his vehicle.
Vehicle. Okay.
Yeah.
We just forget how to speak English sometimes. It's cool.
That is English.
That is not English.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Video games.
Video.
So what's your all-time favorite video game? What's your all-time classic video game? What's your all-time new video game?
Well, all-time classic, Mortal Kombat.
Fair.
I love Mortal Kombat. I've always loved Mortal Kombat. Even the new ones, I like them. I like the one where they fight DC characters. That one's really good.
We have most of them.
We have a lot of them. We don't have. I wouldn't even say we have most of the.
Well,
new
I mean,
ones.
we have.
We have
My feeling
many.
is if we have what XL,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need any other of those. What I'm talking about is the offshoots, like Mortal Kombat versus DC, Mortal Kombat Capcom. Is that one, or is that DC versus Capcom?
That's DC versus Capcom.
And we don't play those.
Oh, we played DC versus Capcom
When's the last time we played that?
a while ago.
Exactly.
But yeah, Mortal Kombat's definitely my favorite classic. My favorite new one.
Not that you're a gamer.
Not that I'm a gamer at all. I mean,
Clearly, Ori.
or Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, Ori. If I had to pick a current, it would definitely be Ori because that's what I'm currently playing. But Kingdom Hearts would be my favorite game overall because that's what I played in my youth and what I played like the last year. So
Yeah.
or Crash Bandicoot.
That you have in the new version or the
I did
remaster.
I
Did you even beat it?
No.
So
I barely ever beat video games. That's not my goal in video games to beat it.
just play it till you get frustrated enough to not play it anymore.
Exactly.
You get the taste. That's all that matters.
I get
Move on.
I get to play. I get to enjoy it as much as I can enjoy it.
And then a
I
year and a
leave.
half, 2 years later, you're like, oh, why did I ever stop playing this? Then you play it again. Like, fuck it, we're done.
Yep, exactly. I get enjoyment out of doing that, and that's what video games are for. They're for enjoyment purposes. It's
Until
not,
they're not enjoyable anymore, and then
until
you're like, well, fuck this shit.
whatever. Exactly.
I don't know. Mine would be Sonic, probably 2, because Tails. I do like Tasmania.
Okay.
PlayStation, you gotta give it up to Twisted Metal 2.
I've never played Twisted Metal.
I have it. We need to play. They need to remake it.
Is that a driving game?
That's it's a driving game where it's a tournament where you just shoot other cars.
Yeah, I can't get into that. Ooh,
What?
Mario. I do
Mario
love me some
Party?
Mario Party, Kart, World, Super Smash Brothers, all of them.
That's true.
I do love all of those.
We bought the Switch just to play Super Smash Brothers, and we haven't played that in quite some time.
We got to play that again, but we play Mario Party a lot.
We did, yeah, and Mario Kart. Soul Reaver. They were hinting at 2017. They were hinting at making a new one
Yes, they were.
or remastering it,
I
but it
s-
just disappeared.
I saw somewhere that they were still making a new one.
I think they were remastering it. I don't know if they're going to make a new one, but if they do, there's a figure that I want. Unfortunately, it's probably NECA, so I'm not going to buy it. But it's like $90 for a night. Like it's well done, and I keep, it's an action figure. I'm going back and forth whether I want it, but I don't think I need it. Because at this point in my collection, I need to figure out what I got room for and if it's worth it. And I still have to sell some of this stuff that no one's going to buy because no conventions are open.
Yeah, I mean, like, selling right now is not probably a great plan.
But yeah, so Soul Reaver. I'm trying to think of Dragon Age.
Dragon Age you liked, yes.
Which is odd because I don't like those games where you go in a group. For some reason, Dragon Age, love it. Even though go ahead.
Those were some of my favorite games to watch other people play, like Dragon Age.
Age of Mythology. I always say, Age of Mythology is an amazing game. And I still have the discs for it and the expansion pack, what the Titans one, because they're awesome.
But that's not the game that you're talking about. What's the game you're actually talking about?
Age of Mythology is oranges. Age of Mythology oranges. It's where you go and you discuss. You play as an orange, and it's all about the origins of oranges. What was that those old video clips where the person, it was on YouTube, you'd have the orange and someone's face was in it. Remember? And it would be like someone's mouth and eyes. We're going back.
That's so old. Yeah, I don't know.
So if you don't know this, I don't know what to Google to figure it out, but look it up, and you probably all know it or should. And it's this orange and mouth, and he talks and he says stupid things.
Now
this
that's
video,
like Snapchat filters. Basically
True.
looks like a Snapchat filter.
This was before that.
Yeah.
This is the video game based off of that. Age of Mythology Oranges.
Or you could be talking about Assassin's Creed Origins. One or the other.
I mean, either one is spectacular. But they have that game is. I'm big on the Egyptian mythology. That game is amazing, even though most people who play Assassin's Creed don't like it because they changed a bunch of things, which is fine by me because it plays better. You got me the Odyssey one.
Yes.
Which was cool because you could play male or female. I don't know if I beat that. I might have beat it.
You did beat it.
But I'm not playing it again to play it as another character. I didn't like it that much. The only reason I liked
Origins was because it was Egyptian.
Yeah.
That one was more impressive.
And they have that thing where you can walk through.
Yeah, like the historical walkthrough, because it's actually extremely historically accurate.
Pretty much.
Other than the storyline, the surroundings, it's great. I love it. I love history, so that whole idea of a game based on a lot of historical facts is always something that I love. And Assassin's Creed is perfect for that. It's a perfect platform.
And they have the new one, Valhalla.
Valhalla, yeah, that looks fun. I was gonna get that for you too, because you like Norse mythology and things like that. I would think it would be pretty good with that.
We'll see. I'll play it.
And I will gladly watch you play.
But yeah, so back to not oranges. What was it? The hell was the game?
That you were talking about? Assassin's Creed?
No, Dragon Age. They've been working on a new one for years, but they threw out they had it all planned and everything. They threw it out. Now they're redoing it. So that's gonna be crap. So
I'm tired of these long waited trilogy, like a continuation of video games, and then the continuation sucks. I.e., really, I mean Kingdom Hearts.
Well, now for the Dragon Age thing, they're planning on moving it to like turn base, like the old Final Fantasy games.
So it's going to be like you playing different characters?
Well, no, you play different characters. As I cough along out. I got water. Thank you. You're in a group of 4, and you can switch. You have like the mage, you have the knight, you have the dwarf or whatever they call it in there. I guess they call it dwarf. I haven't played it in a little while. And then you can swap through. They auto play, but you can play as the main person and then swap, and if you want to do it, something. But I don't know what they were planning, or if this is just a bad rumor. But they were doing the turn base, which I'm not a fan of.
I don't understand.
Someone takes a turn and then
okay.
like I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure the game's going to suck no matter what.
Well, we'll see. I mean, video games are always a hit or miss for us.
Yeah. So, what? Any other games you can think of?
Video games? I mean,
I'm trying to think of what other. Like, those are the main ones. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh,
for you,
Bob. All right. So, not many people know this game, and it's my favorite. It's got the same structure as like. Well, it doesn't have the same structure. You know how actually every game back then had level 2 or 3 would be like the whole Battletoads thing, where you had to ride in a spaceship and you had to get through a level. Aladdin had it on the carpet. Battletoads, Bob had it too. You got in a spaceship and then you died immediately, and then I would throw the Sega Genesis across the room.
of course.
So Bob, it's B.O.B. I forget what it stands for. Great game. You play this little robot alien and you can shoot different things. It's a side scroller clearly, but I suck at it and I need to get better at it. And I found it. I bought it on eBay a couple years back. Played it, got to that level, died, gave up, found it again. Now I have to beat it. My whole goal in life is to beat that game, or at least YouTube the ending.
So you know what it's all about.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That might be one of my favorite games that I can't beat.
So, I recently downloaded Chex Quest.
Yes, let's talk about Chex Quest because that game is absolutely amazing
I love Chex
and
Quest.
terrible.
I loved Chex Quest as a kid.
It's the Doom emulator.
I remember playing it all the time as a kid because, again, poor, and Chex Quest was a video game you got with a box of Chex.
It was a computer, right?
Yeah, it was a computer game.
Yeah.
It was a reward in the Chex cereal that...
I'm willing to bet I have that disc somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm
but
sure I do.
But I can't play it.
No, no PC's going to support it now.
Yeah.
But I remember playing it, and I remember getting somewhere in the game. I definitely played it and got somewhere.
I remember nothing about this game. I know I beat it.
I remember being able to play it for like a good hour or two at a time. Maybe I'm exaggerating because I must have been like 7 or 8 at the time.
You were probably younger.
Maybe even like 6.
Maybe because I think I was around 10 to. Well, I'm trying to think when we first got our first computer. That's another conversation we'll talk about in a second.
But I do remember being able to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Played Chex Quest for literally 15 minutes. I don't understand.
What, recently?
Recently.
Okay.
When I re-downloaded it, because Steam is got a new version, and it's free, so I downloaded it, and I stink at it, and I can't like figure out what I'm doing that I definitely could do when I was like 6, but I can't do now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I have to play it more, but
I need to get Commander Keen. Do you remember Commander Keen?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, it's the shareware
okay.
era. So you got the disc, and you could play these demos, and then you could buy the new the games or whatever. So you were this little kid, kind of looked like a Mighty Max almost. You're running through this level. You got a little zap gun, and there's these weird aliens. Simple game, but I found it somewhere online you could play for free, but it wouldn't work for me. So I gotta get that. Now, your first computer. I was 10.
Okay.
I was 10 or 11 when Chex Mix came out, because here it goes. It was either... I might have been younger. I either had Windows 93 or Windows 95. I feel like it was 93, and then we got to update to 95, and that's when the world changed.
I feel like it's 95, because my first computer was a Windows 95 computer.
No, I'm talking about me.
Okay.
I could be making this up. I don't even know if there was a Windows 93, but I feel like there was, because I see it in my head. It was red. The logo had some of it. 95 was blue. What, you looking it up?
Yeah.
Okay, so while you're talking about that. So we had those slowest computers ever. And of course, we had the dial-up where we had Net Zero, where you got 15 minutes for free, and then you had to pay for it. But God forbid anyone calls you, then you get kicked off. Kids ain't going to have that problem nowadays. But it takes 10 minutes for the page to load. And then you have 5 minutes to look at your terrible Word kind of document web page. I don't even remember what I did. I tried. Look, when you're growing up, you have the internet, you look up porn. Now, porn back then was just like I don't know, it was nothing like it is today. You just have like a topless woman, but all the jokes that they have on the cartoons where you're waiting 10 minutes for the thing to like unpixelate, that's the problem. And when you're on Net Zero free internet and you're watching it and you're like, come on, I only got like 2 minutes left. God forbid a parent walks in the room.
Yeah, you're done for.
You're screwed.
I also hate to break to you, there is no Windows 93.
It's the whole, the Mandela effect?
Yeah, that's definitely the Mandela effect. There's a Windows 3, but not 90. It was Windows 3, and then it went to Windows 95.
Maybe I went from 95 to 98. Either way, that's why I'm thinking because I was born in 85. So that came out. That's when we got all the games with Wacky Wheels and all those games you don't know that I love. The Duke Nukem early ones, all the side-scrolling ones. Those I miss. Those I could play for hours.
Duke Nukem. I never played that. But I remember playing Chex Quest on a Windows 95 computer because that was my first computer.
Right.
Was a a Microsoft one that came in. Oh no, a
Microsoft-
Gateway.
Oh, you had the cow one.
the cow one. Yeah,
We
big honker.
we had an HP. Oh, I think we had 2 computers. Not at the same time. We bought a computer and then we got a new one. I think they were both HP. One might have been a Dell, but I don't think so. Might have had a Gateway. I have no idea. That was a while ago.
We had a Gateway, and then we got a Dell, and then we never got any other desktops. And my parents still have the Dell desktop.
How often did you say, or did anyone say to you the whole, dude, you got a Dell? That was the thing, wasn't
That
it?
was the dude. You got a Dell all the time when I was in like middle school and stuff. So elementary school was when we got the Gateway.
Mhm.
When I was in elementary and my brother was in middle school,
Okay.
we got the Gateway. And then in high school, when my brother was in high school and I was in middle school, we got the Dell. Then my brother graduated from high school and got into computers. When my brother got into computers, we never bought another desktop ever again.
What, you just keep the old one or you get laptops?
We got laptops.
Okay. We were always anti-laptops in my house. When I went to college and for art school, you had you got a laptop for the art programs and all, and my parents were telling me, you shouldn't get one. You should keep your crappy desktop. But I had to move to Mac to do it. There's something else I wanted to talk about the computer, but I don't remember. Anyway. I'll remember and come back to it. So, did you? First of all, the HasLab thing. I was going to get the Unicron, which was like $600, right? So I have the Sentinel. Now everyone's already talked about it. It's been out. There's only 11 days left, so it's been out for like 30 days or whatever it is. You saw it. So? For those who don't, there's the Marvel Legends. It's 6-inch scale figures. Now they're coming out with this humongous Sentinel in scale, arguably, with it. What is your opinion on it? You saw it.
I don't like it. I don't think it's an attractive figure.
But it looks like the cartoon.
It does look like
Everyone
a
loves this
cartoon.
thing. And I want to. But for some reason, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I think it's the face.
Because the
Like,
face
the body looks
isn't-
good, but the face is accurate. But I'm like,
The face isn't good. Like, it's good. It's good cartoon wise. Like, it looks good in the cartoon. I just don't think it's an attractive figure. I don't think the colors are that attractive about it. I don't think the face is I don't think it's a good looking figure.
and what, it's like, I don't even know how tall it is, 30 inches tall, something.
It's just it seems overly big for very few details. That's what I'll say about it.
26 inches tall. But it's, I don't know. For $350, I'm going to have to pass. But as I was looking this up for the show that we could talk about it, instead of going to Hasbro Pulse, I went to Hasbro.com. And just so everyone is aware, like we had our breaking news with whatever someone's trying to play bumper cars with people. I should probably look that up, see if if this was actually real. And oh shit, it might have been real. There's video of an ambulance and stuff.
Oh,
Well,
God.
hopefully everyone was all right with that. There's no comments, but yeah, it's in a neighborhood with kids running around, so that's horrible.
That's terrible.
So I don't know if anything happened, but hopefully everyone's all right and that person gets what's coming to them. But anyway, breaking news: product recall. Didn't know these are still made, but Nerf now owns Super Soaker. So if anyone has Super Soakers, there's a product recall. I could tell you what it is, but that means I'd have to read into it, and I don't care. But something's wrong with it. There's hazards. There's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. There's remedies. I'm not reading it, but that's what I stumbled on because I hit the wrong page. All right, now let's talk about what we've watched recently. We watched the new Transformers show, Siege. Opinion. Everyone's got opinion. It's all over the internet. Everyone's got opinion. Some people like it. Some people don't. Some people are the very special people who are in the middle where they're like, it's all right.
Okay, so
As a Transformer nerd that you are, what do you think?
Or are not. I mean, speaking as a person that's not like a die-hard Transformers fan, that I have like strict opinions. I like it. I think it's pretty good. I'm not a traditional fan of like anime style animation, but I thought it wasn't like too overly anime-y, like with the big eyes and the
Oh yeah,
lines and stuff like that. I thought they did a pretty good job with like keeping that.
but
in
you like the
check.
looks?
I like the looks of them. I think they look good, and I thought that the storyline was pretty interesting. Speaking as a person that doesn't really find a lot of Transformers storylines.
Now, would you watch the rest of them? It's a trilogy.
I mean, yeah, I would watch it.
Okay, because the second one they come to Earth, and the third one, it's Beast Kingdom or Kingdom with Beast Wars involved. Now we all know how much everyone loves Beast Wars, especially you and Beast Machines.
Nobody but you.
That's harsh.
Turns out.
That's harsh. There's plenty of people who love Beast Wars.
I mean,
Those are fighting words.
I like Beast Wars.
And the graphics.
The graphics are terrible.
Look, if they made a new program and the graphics were exactly the same, I'd love it.
They're not going to.
No, they won't. But the best thing we can have is this look. But my thing is, now, it looks all right. I don't like the look of the new series, especially since they just came from Prime. I love Prime. You like Prime. If you even remember what it was.
I think I do.
I watch it all the time. And then it had the Beast, Rise of the Predacons, where there were dragons and whatnot. Anyway, good. Graphics were kind of, they weren't realistic. They weren't going for anything, but they looked good. Now this one, something about the look throws me off. I don't know what.
Is it the boxiness? Or?
No, well, no, they're G1 inspired. They're boxy. It's the movements and the way it's, as someone who is into art and animation and all, it looks, something's off about it to me. It's a style. It's not my favorite style, but it is what it is. And then the whole, like when they turn, they have no waist swivel, so it like they warp the metal because that's realistic. And of course the lips of Megatron. Even though they came out with, I think 3.0 is doing a version, 11-inch version of Megatron. I don't think he's transformable, if I could say that word right. Transformable. But he looks good, and I want him. But I have that MAS 18-inch Megatron, and I think I'm good with him because he looks awesome.
He does. He looks very good.
And I had to get Optimus, even though I could give two shits about Optimus. But whatever. It was short.
It was.
Was 6 episodes?
Short. Yeah, it wasn't long. I don't think it was.
I think it was 6 episodes. And my complaint is, with everyone else's complaint, you get thrown into it, and they keep talking about, oh yeah, back when. Well, why didn't we just have back then? Have it when Megatron was like slave labor and all. Like, you're just hinting at it. I feel like if you make it longer, make it 12 episodes and have like the beginning episodes 10 years ago or whatever, and then have a jump cut to now. So, IDW did it well, where that's where they first had Megatron being slaves and all that. And that makes Megatron like likable. That's why I like Megatron, because he was a slave and he broke out of that. He had these Decepticons, whatever, to make everything better, and then he just lost his way. But
I mean, yeah, I think the timeline is a little. It seemed very abrupt to me too. Like you get
they throw a lot.
They throw a lot at you very quickly
because you're right at the end. Like you're at the end of the war.
Yeah. So I mean, if you know Transformers, it's not as difficult to digest. I mean, like while watching the first episode, I felt a little lost. But I feel like if you're a fan of Transformers, you'll like it more, I guess.
My problem is, so you have these 6 episodes, and every one of these is going to be 6 episodes, I would presume, if it's a trilogy. So you get thrown into that. Now, the next chapter is 6 episodes before the final chapter. Now, how are you going to develop all of that in 6 episodes? You can't say like you did before, because they left Cybertron to go to Earth. So the next one's on Earth. So you're going to have 6 episodes. You can't go back and be like, oh, well, back when that happened on Earth. No. You literally have 6 episodes to tell a story and then move on to the next chapter. You can't allude to what happened in the past anymore.
I feel like they're not tied to 6 episodes, though. I think that Netflix does have like a little bit of a history of changing episode amounts. So, I mean, I think that they could do it if they wanted to. Plus, if it's popular too, I think they'll probably just started with 6 episodes just to see how it would do, and then they kind of would expand it.
That's an argument to make, but if it keeps the 6 episodes, let's say it keeps the 6 episodes, how literally on Earth are they going to do it? Yeah, I need the drum kit down. Anyway, how are they going to do it? I can't see it happening, and I don't even care. Like, I don't care. The first one, it was all right. Throw it away. Second one, I don't even know how to watch it. Give me the Beast Wars one. Give me the animals. They're going to suck, and I'm going to buy all the toys. Just be prepared. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm curious to see what the next season's going to look like. I think that you should give them a chance.
I gave them 6. I guess I'm going to watch all of it.
Obviously,
I'm going to watch all of it, and I'll complain about it. But what did you think about? Since another complaint is the voice acting.
I didn't dislike it.
So you don't agree that there wasn't much acting put into it. It was just like, I am Megatron.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, some characters left things to be. I will say Optimus Prime was disappointing.
But he's always disappointing. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. He's always disappointing.
As a main character, he's disappointing.
That's why I've always hated him. Maybe.
But
he's always a pushover. Like, I don't want to do this, or we got to do this, or like he doesn't have any. But
other than Optimus Prime, I mean, I don't think anything was like super disappointing. Listen, for me, and this is
you don't know much.
I don't know much, and it's a cartoon about robots. I mean,
in disguise, all right? They're not just robots. Anyone can make a thing about robots. These transform.
Okay, so they're still about robots.
In disguise.
Something about their acting should be robotic. It should be a little bit melodic.
No. They have to have passion. All right?
All right.
There's a war. This is the end of the war. You don't need to just be like lackadaisically talking. Like, hey, how's it going? Oh, well, Bob over there just got shot to death. Oh, that's a shame.
I mean, I don't think it should be laxatives, but I think that something about them could be a little bit more robotic, considering that they're robots in disguise.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it, which says something about things you make me watch.
What? Like what?
Rubber.
That's the best horror movie ever.
Listen, no, it's not. It's horrible.
I don't think it's streaming on anything at the moment.
Thank God. Thank God for humanity.
All right, everyone needs to buy it then. Serial killer tire.
Oh my God, the stupidest storyline ever.
What?
Ever.
It's great.
There's so many plot holes. Literally.
When Halloween comes around, we got to rate our favorite
Halloween movies?
Our favorite horror movies.
Horror.
Rubber's up there.
Horror movies, she puts in quotation marks because lots of these aren't really horror.
What do you mean? The best horror movies. Rubber. Leprechaun. All 500 of them. Tremors.
This Halloween, you're watching all the Saws with me, by the way.
We tried watching all the Saws, and I told you the whole plot of every... Remember, I watched 5 minutes of it, and I was able to tell you what happened, who happened, how it happened, and you were like, well, what the fuck? And then we stopped watching, and because I gave you the whole plot. Now, mind you, the plot of it is simple, but I was able to give you key details that no one would know unless they watched it.
Well,
just like every other movie I can tell.
We're going to do it again.
Fine. Then we're going to watch Man Bites Dog, the French film.
I don't want to watch that. That's supposed to be scary.
It's not scary. All right. So Man Bites Dog is a French film. So you got to read subtitles, and it's set like it's The Office. So you got this mockumentary crew following around this killer. So he breaks into houses, he'll kill people, he'll rape people, and you got this crew following around it. He even tells you how to have a body sink in the river. Like, it's very informational. That's a word. What else is? What is it? Scary. What is the? It's the one I tried to make you. I have to look it up. It's scary. Not Scary Story, but it's a remake of these two kids who break into a house. It's the whole like. I have to look it up. I don't remember.
That's
but
all
anyway,
right. Yeah, we'll do that.
if it makes it this long.
I think
this
we'll make
podcast.
it.
All right. I don't even know. This started with video games. I don't know.
This conversation.
Oh no. It started with we were talking about Transformers Siege. All right.
Yes.
Now we finished Doom Patrol. Opinions.
I really like it. I think it's like an unconventional DC
property. Like the DC movies we're not fans of.
No, I mean I'm more fans of the newer Batman than you are.
You mean the Christian Bale Batman?
Christian Bale Batman.
Terrible.
And I really like them. You don't like the Christian Bale
I'm talking about like the new ones, like Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, no.
Aquaman, which I don't think we saw.
You watched it. I didn't.
No,
watch
I didn't watch.
it.
No, I watched Justice League.
You watched Justice League,
which was horrible.
Yeah,
so I'm excited for the recut.
We watched Batman versus Superman. We didn't love that.
We were a fan of Gotham.
We were a fan.
Then
of
it got
Gotham.
weird.
Then it got weird.
We were a fan of Arrow.
And then it
got weird. We didn't watch The Flash.
We didn't watch.
We didn't
The Flash.
watch anything else.
We didn't watch Supergirl.
No.
Although I've heard good things about Supergirl.
We can give it a shot, but this one is completely different.
It is. It's not typical DC. It's not typical superhero. I really like the concept of it,
right.
And I feel like I also really like any kind of like superhero movie that is not typical superheroes that come together. Like
Okay.
Suicide Squad. I really liked Suicide Squad. You didn't really like it. But
I mean, I
did.
liked Will Smith and I liked Margot Robbie. They were great. I could care. The rest of the movie was not good.
I mean, Jared Leto's Joker was quite literally a joke. But other than him in it, I liked the movie.
I would watch it again.
I thought it was good.
I wouldn't actively go to watch it again.
So I typically like group superhero movies.
Okay.
And this show was no exception to that rule. I really liked it.
You didn't want to watch it at first, right?
No, I did.
Okay. Well, I sold it because the only reason I wanted to watch it because Alan Tudyk was in it.
Yeah, you sold it with Alan Tudyk.
Which the first season was amazing
Phenomenal.
because of him. And then he left because he had to do another project. So hopefully he'll be back for season 3. But that's the one thing I didn't care for in the second season. He was the narrator of the first one, and it was perfect.
He's just a really good narrator. And the second season doesn't have a narrator.
I know.
And I think that's missing in the show. Like that narration.
The whole fourth wall thing with him was perfect.
Yeah, that narration was it's extremely good.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I'm also a fan of Timothy Dalton. Like, I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a really good actor. And Brendan Fraser is also one of my, like, younger actor loves.
I've never really liked Brendan Fraser.
I've always liked him. I liked him when I was younger. So
he's good.
He's good in it. I mean, there's nothing, in my opinion, that show has a lot of really good
The cast is good.
The casting's very good. The plot... Some of the plot lines are ridiculous, but I don't think
the show's ridiculous.
The show is ridiculous, and I don't think it gets to the point where it's like, oh my god, I can't take this like plot line.
Right. Now, when I think of Brendan Fraser, I just thought of this. He was in The Mummy, which I love those movies. I prefer Scorpion King, but whatever. He wasn't Inspector Gadget.
No.
Here's the thing.
Matthew Broderick.
Yes. He was George of the Jungle, though.
Yes, he was.
Now, when I think of Brendan Fraser, I think of Inspector Gadget, and I don't like him because he was in Inspector Gadget. He wasn't in Inspector Gadget. So I have no idea why I don't like Brendan Fraser, but every time I think of him, I think of Inspector Gadget, and I don't like him. Yes, I know it makes no sense, but that's what we're going with, and that's why I don't like Brendan Fraser, because he was and was not in Inspector Gadget as Inspector Gadget, because that movie was terrible.
Again, Matthew Broderick.
I know.
Completely different actor.
I feel like he was in it, though.
I don't think he was.
What about the second one?
There was a second one?
I don't know.
You mean the second one with, oh, God, what was his name? He was on Third Rock from the Sun. French Stewart.
Was he in it?
French Stewart was
he
the
was
second
Inspector
one.
Gadget.
He was the second Inspector Gadget was
Okay.
French Stewart.
Well, I'm going on record to say I don't like Brendan Fraser that much because he was in Inspector Gadget, even though he was not in Inspector Gadget.
You do this all the time with actors. You just pick these like random arbitrary facts about them to hate them.
No, I don't always have facts to hate them. Sometimes I just hate them.
Such as Leonardo DiCaprio.
I hate him.
Which is one of the things that make me seethingly angry at you.
I've seen one movie with him in it.
What?
Catch Me If You Can.
Did you actually watch it?
I did when I was a kid.
It was a great movie.
It would have been better if he wasn't in it. Any movie with Tom Hanks in it is a good movie.
Untrue. Leonardo DiCaprio is a great actor.
Good for him.
I don't understand.
I don't have to watch anything with him in it.
There's so many good movies with him in it, though.
I've seen Inception. I'm going with that.
Inception is not Inception.
I got the gist.
Inception is a great movie.
Inception is better.
Phenomenal movie.
I know. Inception is.
Inception is a cartoon, not a movie. No.
Cartoons can't be movies?
Cartoons can be movies, but Inception is a cartoon.
Movie. Even though it was a half hour, it can be a movie. All right. Whatever. We watched Hamilton. You've seen it before, right?
Hamilton?
Yeah, before when you made me
I
watch
watched
it.
it
We watched it, what,
before-
like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I watched it before I made you watch it.
You didn't see it before that, though.
No.
You listened to the songs,
I
though.
listened to the soundtrack, yes, but
Okay.
I didn't see it beforehand.
Well, talk. You like this stuff. You love that.
I
You
love
that. What was it, 3
Hamilton.
hours?
It was 3 hours. It was actually I think it's like 3.5 hours. I think it's
Forever.
phenomenal. The music is phenomenal. It's just I'm a huge fan of musicals. I think musicals are fantastic ways of creating film, and I think that all musicals should be made into film at some point. I don't know why I think that, but I just genuinely think it should. Musical wise, phenomenal. All the vocalists are great. The storyline is fantastic. I mean, it is historically based, but Lin-Manuel Miranda, the wonderful, amazing Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote, produced, and acted in Hamilton, is spectacular. I experienced Lin-Manuel Miranda's voice before in Mary Poppins Returns before I watched Hamilton.
Oh, that's the one you still want.
I
Someone
still
else was
want-
in it, too.
Emily Blunt.
No, a guy. I could be making this up.
I think you're making this up.
Probably.
But
That's probably why I won't watch it.
I didn't listen to
Was it Brendan Fraser?
No. I didn't listen to the Hamilton soundtrack until after I watched Mary Poppins Returns with Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I fell in love with his voice. I really liked him in it, even though he self-admits that he shouldn't have played, that there are better people that could have played Hamilton, but
He wasn't the greatest. I mean, he was all right. Look, I didn't have any problem with the casting except for Bill Burr.
William Burr. Aaron Burr. What am I doing?
Bill Burr
Aaron Burr.
was the worst, and he was the narrator.
Disagree.
He sang. I couldn't. He
Disagree
sounds like
with you.
Eminem. I couldn't stand him.
I completely disagree with you. I think Leslie Odom Jr. did a fantastic job.
I still make the argument that Bill Burr should have been cast as Bill Burr, and I would have loved it.
His name is not Bill Burr. It's Aaron Burr. So frustrating. Anyway,
The
so
character, right?
Aaron Burr.
The character Aaron Burr,
No.
not the real life person.
Shut the a hole in your face. That's my one and only problem with Hamilton is that from now on everybody's gonna be like, that character in Hamilton, not Lafayette,
The actual
the
fucking
actual person. So I was on TikTok, which is
Ugh.
my guilty pleasure. I was on TikTok and one of the girls.
You've been on TikTok since the beginning. I downloaded it first.
No,
And then
you didn't.
yes, I did.
Did you?
Yeah, when it first was, I
okay.
downloaded and because I was following, and then I was like, hey, here, and you were like, yeah, I heard about this, downloaded it, and then like 2 days later, I was like, I can't do this. But you've been on it for forever. Anyway.
I've been on TikTok for like 2 years, and nobody believed me that it would blow up, but it blew up.
I wish it blew up.
Anyway, so I was on TikTok, and some girl was like, that character Lafayette from Hamilton. I'm like, no, not the character. Marquis de Lafayette was a real person, fought in the Revolutionary War. You're killing me softly. But anyway, I just think it's a phenomenal musical. I think the music is so great. I also love it because I think it introduces a generation to musicals that is not stereotypically into musicals. I think that
Wicked did that for me.
Wicked did that for a lot of people, but I think Hamilton is going to do that for an even more massive audience, I should say, because it's hip hop and like people like that style of music. So because people like that style of music, I think it's going to bring more people into musical theater. And musical theater is such a phenomenal thing that I just love it because I think it's new, it's great, the casting is fantastic, and it brings in a lot of people.
Now, what was my experience with this? I did not like it. I will watch it again because I gotta give it a couple watches. I think, even though I don't have that much time to watch 3.5 hours of Eminem rapping, but Christoph and Sven, he was wonderful.
Jonathan Garrow.
And I put that music on all the time and sing to it in the car. I love his part. Which sucks if the rest of it was that enjoyable as his music. Now, my thing is his so much, to me, is it to stand out? Is it so good because I don't like the rest of the songs, or is it just that good? I feel like it's just that good because it's amazing.
A lot of people like him the best.
Yeah.
I will say that. Like, a lot of people are drawn to that. One, because his music in it is different. It's not supposed to be the same.
It's contrasting.
But
he just delivers it so well.
Also, he is a phenomenal singer and also a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
So because he's such a good actor, I think he plays that role so indicatively well. Even when he sings.
Mm-hmm.
When he sings, he has this, like, playful, authoritarian presence that he brings to that role that just yes, I agree. Jonathan Garrow is amazing. He's not my favorite character or my favorite singer, but I do agree his role is phenomenal. I also think that you're drawn to his music because his songs are not long. His songs are shorter songs.
They could have been longer.
And they're catchy. They're extremely catchy.
That they are. They could have been 3 hours long, and I would have enjoyed it.
You're also not the biggest fan of rap music or hip hop, so I think
Whoa. I'm not a fan of rap and hip hop.
Newer rap and hip hop. You are super old school when it comes to your liking of rap and hip hop.
Is that super? Hold on. Is that super old school? My music.
Rap and hip hop wise?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that so? That's considered old school. Back when I was listening to old school was like, I can't even think of anything.
Exactly, because you know why?
Nah, it was old school. Like old school hip hop is like MC Hammer and all that stuff. Mind you, I love MC Hammer, but that's not like Wu-Tang.
It's older school.
Timberland.
I mean, it's really good. You like original Timberland. Like, you don't like,
I don't like
Timberland's newer stuff.
No.
So you are more old school when it comes to the hip hop.
All right.
So I think that also doesn't lend itself well to liking Hamilton because Hamilton is like a newer.
I think I would like.
I think you're gonna like it on the second go around.
Probably, but I think mainly the Bill Burr's voice.
Aaron Burr.
Bill Burr's voice annoyed me. That was the reason I didn't like it, I think.
Either say Aaron Burr or say Leslie Odom Jr. Please stop saying Bill Burr. It is not correct.
Okay, Bill Burr. just putting notes down. All right. So, trying to think what else. So, overall,
Overall, amazing. Definitely watch it, rewatch it, watch it again. So good. Every amazing thing that everybody says about it is absolutely true.
okay.
And the music is super addicting.
I'm sure it's at least everyone's heard some of it. Everyone's heard the Kings, one of the Kings
You've
songs.
either heard Jonathan Garoff, or you've heard Leslie Odom Jr., or you've heard Renee Goldberg.
Zellweger.
You've heard some iteration of this music somewhere, because it's just so good, because Lin-Manuel Miranda is brilliant.
Yeah. So we're I don't know exactly timestamp because I got to do some editing, but we're like an hour and 15 minutes in.
I think
So, well, no, we're going to wrap it up. So, first off, we had this discussion before we got on about how this podcast I was nervous about doing more than anything, and I don't know why. I guess because I haven't said this for like 30 minutes. No one's going to listen to this. That's the name of the podcast should be. Not Shaded Corner. No one's going to listen to this.
No one's going to listen to this.
But for some reason, you're putting yourself out there with my horribly annoying voice, and you're just talking. But I listen to podcasts, and people just rant and rave like we're doing, and people listen to them. They have video podcasts where you jump in and you talk, and then they take the audio and they post it, and you have tons of viewers. We're not in this to make money. We're not going to make money. This is just a fun project. We have conversations all the time, so you might as well record it. We have arguments all the time, discussions, not arguments. We very rarely argue. We have heated discussions where I usually am right, but that'll be for the public to decide. Even though I'll be right, because
you will definitely be wrong.
Okay. We'll see. This isn't a vote.
Everybody's going to agree with me. Right, guys? Everybody's going to agree with me.
But I'll be right.
Yeah. Okay.
They can agree with you. You know, you can have a lot of people who are wrong. That's fine.
Listen, just because you're wrong doesn't mean you need to throw a temper tantrum over there.
Yes. I always throw a temper tantrum, even if I'm right. Anyway, so, yeah. So I figure if they can do it, we can do it. Whether people listen or not, we'll have this as a record to listen back to or show our kids, because I'm kind of stealing this idea from my niece who did the whole YouTube thing. So figure we'll do that. And this is going well.
I think it went very well.
I don't know if we're going to have anything to talk about next week, but I'm sure we will. Random conversations. I saved a clibbit. I saved a clibbit of the first time I tried to set this up with an argument over jelly. So I got to post that somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe I'll throwing it in at the end, but I don't feel like doing that much editing. Okay, so to wrap it up, when it's me and you, it won't be this. But when you have new people, I'm going to have what good friend Emily came up with. I'm stealing this word from her. It's called braggadocious. Did you ever hear this word? No, me either. But this is going to be how we wrap up the shows. And it's going to be braggadocious corner. And it's going to be me. So we've been in the kid cave this whole time recording.
Yes.
I built this nice table, all fancy.
You did a phenomenal job.
Just for podcasting. And then I have a removable tray that we can play board games on, because we love board games. Or any kind of game like that. So we're in the kid cave. And you're surrounded by all these toys. Now, braggadocious corner is going to be when a new person comes in. I'm going to ask them, because I was like, this is kind of like, I asked her this, and I was like, it's kind of weird, but I want to at the end, I want to see what your favorite piece of mine is, because I'm proud of my collection.
It's
and
a very nice collection.
You're sitting in here, you're looking at it while we're talking, and so I'm going to ask the person, what's your favorite? That'll be braggadocious. That's me being braggadocious. So, in your opinion, out of all my stuff, what would you say your favorite figure is?
For me?
Yeah, your favorite figure of mine. Not mine. I couldn't tell you my favorite figure.
I've always been sort of drawn to.
You don't even have to say name if you don't know the name. Just be like that one. Because I got new stuff, I got old stuff, I got weird stuff.
I do like that Egyptian-looking bird one. That one's really cool.
Oh, my Mythic Legions one?
Yeah, the Mythic Legions one is definitely one of my new favorites.
Okay.
That wasn't around for a really long time. From your original collection, though, from
whatever.
Your original collection, I think my favorite would have to be
Urkel riding a dinosaur.
Urkel riding a dinosaur is definitely up there.
I don't know why I like it so much.
It's just the right amount of
with
weird.
his finger guns. Pew pew.
It might be the Deadpool statue
that you got me.
That I got you. I love that Deadpool statue.
It's nice.
It's one of my favorite things.
Not the Lego Batman thing we built.
Ugh,
that thing was awesome to build.
That thing was very fun to build. 14 grueling hours. Didn't take us.
It took a long time, and we were sitting at the kitchen table on chairs with no cushion.
Yeah, that was.
My ass hurt so much.
Everything hurt so much. I mean,
my back, everything.
Wooden chairs, and then I was like, we could do this a little bit at a time, and you're like,
nope.
2 days. We did it in 2 days. It was.
Now we can do it down here on these nice couches. And,
yeah, it'd be so
and
much
we'll
nicer.
be good.
Okay. All the Chip and Dale stuff too.
I don't have that much. I just have.
I like those two. I like that one.
What two?
The two that's on the left side with the pops. It's in between Scrooge.
Oh,
McDuck
the small ones. Okay, I was just thinking I have the special edition flocked pop vinyls.
Those two are also something.
And they're flocked, so those are amazing. All right. Is that all?
That's it, I think.
Okay.
I do like a lot of pieces in your collection, though.
Good, because otherwise I probably wouldn't be collecting anymore.
Who motivated you to keep your collection?
Well, yeah, you did. You're the reason. I got back into it and started spending a lot of money after. But I did sell.
You sold
like half.
A pretty good amount, and
then I bought some of it back.
And you get enjoyment out of it, and I love seeing you happy.
It's because it's so abundant. All right, done.
Done.
All right.
See you next time.